to the cloud. I think I'm recording. Welcome everyone. For those of you that are missing, we've just done introductions. So glad you're here. I'm glad you reminded me to record it, Kristin. That's a great idea. Well, do you want me to introduce myself, or do you want to do the honors, Kristin?
I'll introduce you.
All right.
Okay. Let me.
He's gonna be too kind, I think.
You guys, yeah, I was gonna say, I'll let them know what's up. So, Sarah Davies is, first of all, she's my sister-in-law. She's married to my brother. So, she started this on the first day of when this launched in 2017. And she knew what this potential, what this was going to turn into. And so she did not waste any time. She sprinted out the gate and very quickly, in less than a year, has hit the top of the company. She's among the, how many influencers are there?
There's about 20.
Okay, so top 20 in the entire, there's 10,000 artists and she's top 20. She's in an elite circle. Wow. And she literally lives day in and day out to serve her team, which is over 1,000 now. And she is fully supporting her family and then some. She's she's well known within the company. She's like the Sarah Davies. She's a big deal, guys. So gosh. She knows her stuff. She's amazing for being here to talk to all of us. She is so excited. When they gave us the date that Canada was opening, she got all of her top leaders on the phone and she was like, get ready, we're going to Canada. Like we're going to be, it was just not even a question. She rallied everybody together to make sure that we were on the ground with you guys to get you guys started so that your potential is sky high, just like it was for us now opening in Canada. And we cannot wait to just welcome you to commute. And anyways, we are so excited that you guys are jumping on board with us, and we are so excited that Sarah is here to talk with us. So anyways, that's a little bit about Sarah. She's amazing. She's a mom of 3 little girls, just, rocking life. She's amazing. So, okay, you want to mute all, Sarah?
Yeah, I was just logging in so I could mute everybody. Just so, not that we don't want to hear from the cute children, because we do. Because we love children. Okay, hold on. I'm logging in from my laptop over here, and I need to figure that. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to mute people. I don't know if I can. Well, you guys can mute yourselves if you tap your screen, and then the little microphone in the bottom left. If you tap that, it will turn your microphone red, and then you'll mute it that way. I don't know if I can mute everybody. Oh, here I am. You can see me. I'm in my storage room over here. Okay, hold on.
I don't know if mine's muted. Is mine muted? Can anyone hear me?
Oh, I think we figured it out. I think everybody's muted. Good job, everybody. Oh, okay. Well, honestly, that's the beauty of this business. Like, we run our businesses from home, and most of us have children, and that's just a reality. And that's okay if there's, sometimes there's kids, and that's all right. I've built a 6-figure business on running this thing from home. And like Kristin said, I have 3 littles. They're ages 5, 3.5, and almost 1 next month. So believe me, they're loud. They're just loud. So anyway, I think somebody unmuted themselves again. So if you're unmuted, just tap your screen
in the soil and then die. And then the babies grow up for the next year. Or sometimes they bury themselves in the ground
not to call you out, Stephanie, we love you.
Until the snow.
We totally love you. Anyway, I wish I could
stay alive underneath the ground.
But I
and they
seriously
wait
can't.
until
So-
because
It
underground
looks
is
like
warm.
Simone and Stephanie are the ones that are unmuted.
Sometimes they hibernate
I don't know
too,
how to
like
mute.
water.
Oh, there we go. Stephanie did it. Okay. Stephanie, we love you. Thank you. Stephanie, feel free to unmute yourself and introduce yourself when it's not so loud. It seems like maybe you're in your car, you might be traveling with your family. That's totally fine. Okay, so let's get this party started. First of all, so glad you're here. So glad you want to know more about Canada and, well, about mascara coming to Canada. I think most of you are like, I think Robin is like, I'm doing this thing. Maybe some of you are on the fence and you need some more information to decide. So that's kind of what this meeting is for, just to answer any questions you might have. I think most of you watched the video that Amanda Ernest did, who's my direct upline, on just the basics, like what it's going to cost and how this business runs and stuff like that. So I guess I just want to start with like, what questions do you have? Simone, I know you had a couple of things you wanted me to cover regarding like where this is going and all that stuff. So tell me where you guys want me to start, and I would be thrilled to like cover any topics or answer any questions that come to your guys' mind.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know how to mute. Do you want me to
it's
mute
fine.
it?
You're quiet. You're good.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. I just wanted to hear more about like what, like, I listened to Amanda's call, loved it. I've listened to it twice now. And I'm fully on board. I know that some of the girls, and I'm hoping that some of my girls are just going to join on here because I have to use my phone. I couldn't log in on my computer. But anyways, my main thing and what they were asking me a lot about was just like the opportunity for growth within Canada. Because I know that like it took off flying in the US. I mean, it's only been 2 years and it's already like, I can't remember the numbers, but just kind of wanted to give out some numbers and some facts, I guess, about the fast growth.
Absolutely. And I'm actually looking up an email that I wrote in just to ask about numbers. So like so mascara was around for about 3 or 4 years before they launched into the direct sales model. And their biggest year before direct sales, like the year before they launched, was 1.6 or 8 million total for the year in 2016. And then we launched January 2017 into the direct sales model. And that first year they did 14 million, which is crazy to think of like how big the boom that was for the company. And then the next year we did, I believe, 28 million. So we doubled in 2018.
Yeah.
This year, let me look up my numbers. They said they don't really do official projections. So let me but they did tell me what the projection was. Okay, so they said, let's see, this is the old one. Okay, here it is. Okay, so they said, so we're currently on track. Now, I wrote this email on Tuesday, February 12th this year, and I was asking what the projection was for 2019. And they said we're on track to do 35 million, but it could be significantly higher than that. And we don't make formal sales projections. And then I said, that's amazing. And then, but I'm just thinking now with Canada opening up, I have a feeling it's going to be way bigger than that. And I don't know how much bigger, but I don't know. It could be far, far, far greater than 35 million. And I think we'll be able to figure that out pretty fast. I kind of have a feeling there will be more artists signing up in Canada than signed up the first day in the United States 2 years ago. And that number was around 350 to sign up the first day in the States. So it'll be interesting to see on March 25th, like how many sign up. That might give you an indication of how fast the growth will be in Canada if you compare it to that number.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But
I feel like 100.
Sorry, what, Kristin?
Tell them what we did in the shortest month of this year.
Oh, so February, I don't know if you guys saw or heard on anybody's Instagram or whatever, but we did 3 million as a company in 28 days in February. And so, I mean, if we did 3 million every month, that's 36 million. But I have a feeling we're going to scale. Yeah. We're going to scale bigger than that.
Oh yeah, especially with Canada, right?
Oh, totally.
So one of the issues that I'm kind of running into when I start talking to people about this is the whole, well, there's two things. So like the whole just direct sales, like I don't know, like I want to put in like quotations, like just how some people get that weird feeling about direct sales and home-based businesses and MLMs, and they don't see the potential right away, especially in Canada. Like not everybody followed Kara, you know, as a beauty blogger beforehand, like in the States, in Utah. Like I knew her way before because I was kind of part of that whole Utah blogger scene. Here, it's just not the same, like at all. So most people haven't even heard of mascara. So how do I kind of like bridge that gap with people that haven't even seen it, haven't tried it? They're just kind of seeing pictures here and there.
Well, I think really like the thing that's going to sell, the thing that sells anything, doesn't matter what you're selling, it's you. Like they're buying you. And so however you project yourself is going to be how they like view the whole entire company. You know what I mean? And like we always train our people to do it, to like share the product in like non-icky or spammy ways. Like that's our culture. That's our team culture. That's our company culture. I think you probably have felt that through following different Instagrammers that sell mascara or watching Allie or Kristin, how they do it. Like it's really totally different than your typical spam message that's like, hey girl, here's my link. Have you ever thought about trying this makeup? It's like so not that, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I think that it's going to be how you choose to share the makeup. And you notice that I'm saying share versus sell. Like we really, we have high sales, but the reason I think we have high sales is because we share it from our heart. And it's like my very first post I ever did sounded something like this. I threw up a before and after of myself, and I can share this with you guys. You guys can see it. And I just really tried to have like good lighting. I just stood outside. I didn't have a ring light or anything. I stood outside. I had my hair the same. My outfit was the same. The only thing that changed was the makeup. So it was like a really good, like, oh, wow, her makeup looks good. And then I said something like this. I finally found a makeup routine that is less expensive than my old routine, is much quicker, and looks better. And then I said something like hashtag triple threat. And then I said, and I even made a video of myself putting it on, and I'm trying to get brave enough to post it. That's all I said. I didn't say the name of the makeup. I didn't say I was selling it. I didn't post my link. I didn't say DM me for color match. And I got to tell you, I got so much interest. That's what launched my whole business. And I did it in a way that like nobody was like, what is she selling? You know, or like, ew, that felt so icky. If anything, people were like, I want something that takes me shorter. I want something that doesn't cost as much. I want something that makes me look that good, you know? And so people just came out of the woodwork. And I also, the last little bit was PS, I'm scared to post this video I made. Guess what? People love vulnerability. So everyone was like, post that video. Oh my gosh, I want to see it. I want to see your mommy makeup. I want to see you do this routine. And then people are like, are you selling this? What is this makeup? I mean, they just went wild. And I got so much traction off that first post. Then the video that I did, it was so down to earth. I wasn't trying to be someone I wasn't. I wasn't a big makeup guru. I'm still not. And I just literally like taped my phone to my bathroom mirror. And I said that on the video. I'm like, I literally have packing tape on my phone and it's on my mirror now, you know? And I was just telling myself, and I did, once again, wasn't like, DM me for color match, I'm selling this. I just said, I want to show you how easy this is. And then people just went wild and just started messaging me. And that's what launched my business. And anyway, so I think you can do it in a way that is very, like helpful. What's in it for them? How can you provide value for other people? And if you do it from that point of view versus how can I sell this? How can I make more money? Then people will feel that and they'll respond to that. So anyway, I'm just reading these comments. I've never heard of mascara. There were 400 comments on her post. My first few months in the business, I did sell over $4,000 3 months in a row, which is the highest commission bracket. That was my goal. I was like, heck, why not make 40%? I don't want to make 20 or 30 or 35. Like I'll just make 40. So I just did, you know? So, and like I said, I had never put makeup on anybody else before, but I just got focused and I got serious. I was like, I'm going to get the makeup on as many faces as I can. I know people from all over the country. So I did those posts on Facebook so all my network could see. And I wasn't scared. And I came from a place of really good posture. But it wasn't like, DM me so that it was just totally natural. It was me, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say is like, just be you and provide value for other people, and you will be very successful.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, what other questions? This is fun, you guys. Does anybody else have?
I don't want to be the only one speaking.
Because I can just keep chatting about how much mascara is amazing and how it's going to blow Canada just up.
Can you talk about Kristin, what Kristin did and her success, and like to give them an idea of what is possible? Like, because I think people don't believe it, but because we know Kristin and we've seen her from day one, talk about what she did with the 3 days notice that she had and where she was within the first 3 months, but especially now 2 days in.
Okay, so for those of you that don't know, Kristin Tyrell has the largest team in the company. She is the top ranked artist in the company. And if you guys saw a picture of Kristin Tyrell, you would not think, wow, she's a glamazon, or wow, she knows her way around a Sephora. And that's not to knock her. It's just, I mean, I think it's really powerful because, I mean, you'll see like, oh, wow, like she can be the top person in a makeup company. And once again, I don't mean that rude. We're good friends. Actually, we became friends in California before I moved out to South Carolina, and now she's back in her hometown of St. George. And I had found the makeup about 1.5 years before it launched into direct sales. And when I bought the makeup, she was like, oh, my friend from high school is the like creator of that makeup. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then fast forward 1.5 years when they're launching to direct sales, Kristin had run back into Kara, and Kara did a makeover on her, and Kristin interviewed Kara for her mommy podcast she was doing. And it was a couple months before launch, and Kara had just briefly mentioned to Kristin that she was going to be launching her company into direct sales in the next couple months, and that was it. So a couple months goes by, and Kristin's like, I remember Kara said she was going to do that in like a couple months. I wonder when that's happening. And so Kristin like looked it up on Instagram or something, and she saw that they were launching in like 3 days from that point. And this was January 2017. And so what Kristin did is she just got like literally like glued the phone to her ear and called everybody she knew that she thought would be a good artist and a good business partner. And so she started texting me, and she said, hey, I know you use the makeup. We talked about it like 1.5 years ago. Did you know that it's launching into direct sales in like 3 days? And I was like, no. And then she really got my attention when she said this. She's like, yeah, it is. And I'm going to do it. And I think you should do it because it's going to be like $1 million opportunity for me in the next year. And I was like, what is this girl smoking? You know what I mean? Like, I knew, since we were good enough friends, and I actually knew that her and Ben had a goal to be millionaires within the next year. It wasn't like she was just throwing that out there, but she was like, this is our path to that goal that they had set the year before. And so I just stopped everything I was doing. It was like 11 p.m. Eastern, and I just called her and was like, did you just drop the M word, like million? Like, what are you even talking about? And she just was so confident. She's like, yeah, like this is going to be like really, really amazing. And I'm going all in. And I'd love for you to jump on board. Amanda Ernest, who was a mutual friend, she's doing it too. So I was like, let's all do it together. So that's how I found out about it. And Kristin had 10 gals ready to sign up with her day one. So she signed up, and then she hurried and gave her a link out to her 10 people. And then they all signed up, and several of them had several people ready to sign up. And her team went herself to like, I think she had 60 the first day under her. And then within the first 2 weeks, she had, I think, probably around 150. And then by the end of the next month, so this was mid-January, by the end of February, I think she had a few hundred on her team, and she had hit influencer, which is that kind of coveted leadership rank where you start getting a really cool bonus that we can talk more about the commission plan in just a minute. But I mean, nobody since has done it that fast. But really what it came down to is she just had been networking the whole year before and had been meeting a lot of people. And she just, when it was time to do something, she got on the phone for 3 days and she just talked to everybody and had such a big vision for herself. Sorry, my timer just went off to remind me to give my daughter medication. She got her tonsils out. Anyway, so she just was so clear on where she was going. It was hard not to follow her. And so a lot of people just jump in really fast. So I think Kristin Hodges wanted me to share that with you, because that legit can be anybody. And it doesn't even have to be with launching a new country, but there was something magic about launching a new country and her being able to tell us, like, we'll be the first. Let's do this together. And there's so much power that you guys have in doing that in Canada and saying, oh my gosh, you guys, this is, and we have a track record, which is really cool. You can share with them our track record in the States, but say, like, you as a Canadian, you can be one among the first artists, and let's go link arms and let's go do this thing together. I mean, there's so much power in being able to say that. So we have.
And can I add something too?
Yes, please.
When we all started back at the beginning, it was like, we're going to sign up, and boom, Kristin had a team of 150, and it was like, what are we doing here? Nobody knew, because there were no resources. It was literally just really excited people. We were just so excited, running in circles, just everybody take it. Like, it was chaos. It just straight up was. But
it was like ignorance on fire. We were just like, we were just moving and grooving. We were like not waiting around for corporate to come out with training or whatever. We were selling. I was signing people up left and right. I was just like, I don't know how to do this. I've never been in this company, but yeah, it was like, I'm not going to wait until corporate comes out with training or until I feel equipped to be a leader to recruit. I was just like, heck no, man, I'm going to just hit the ground running, and I'm just going to do this. And now what's cool is that we actually do have systems in place, training in place. We have a team website. I can do some screen sharing with you guys and show you all the resources we have. Like, so the good news is you're coming in, but we have a bunch of resources that will help you be able to duplicate quickly and learn all the things that you want to learn. So that's cool. This is fun. I'm so jazzed. Can you tell? Like, I'm just so excited. I'm going to text my husband and tell him to go give my daughter some Tylenol really quick. Okay, who else has a question?
Yeah, I just wanted you to say, like, I mean, just talk about, because now we have like a website with trainings. We have so many trainings. It's probably like, it's a lot, but that's like really good news, because this team has spent a lot of time and resources and energy into making sure that everybody that comes on board, you have like a step-by-step, like just baby bites, you know, like one bite at a time. You're not just being thrown in like, I have no idea what to do. Like, you have amazing leaders on this team that, you know, have been doing this a while and are like beyond excited to make sure that everybody has whatever success they want, whatever that looks like to you.
Yeah, and I feel bad, Kristin. I just realized, like, I didn't introduce you back. I feel like I need to tell everybody.
It's fine. I'm going to meet them all
I'm going to take this liberty just really quick. So Kristin, she's hit a rank in the company that's called Top Ambassador. It's right below influencer, and only 1% of the company has done it. She has a team of, I don't even know. How big is your team now? Is it 200? Ish, like real close to 200 gals.
Almost.
She has a huge servant heart. So she is a top leader in this company. She's got one of the biggest teams in the company, and you guys would all be under Kristin, who I'm with, and then, or, you know, and then it goes me, and then it goes Amanda Ernest, and then it goes Kirsten Tyrell. So you really have like a very strong line of leaders, and that's actually really important. And most of you that come from a direct sales background know how key it is to have a good sponsor, but even more important to have like a good line of leadership. But if you don't know that, now you do. It is actually crucial to find a really strong team that has the resources and the trainings and the connections that will help you thrive here. So just so you know, you're on like a really strong team. And I don't mean to sound like braggy or weird, but like, I dare say that like the strongest team in the company. So I mean, with the strongest leadership and the best resources available currently. So just know that you should have a little warm fuzzy knowing that you're gonna be in good hands. So Okay. Allie, I feel like you wanted to say something. Did you want to say something?
I had to unmute. I think the biggest thing that like has drawn me to this company, I wasn't ready right when I started. Like I didn't hit the ground running like Sarah. Mine's been more of a slow burn, and I'm like, I think that's okay. Like you develop and you figure out what direction when you want to take. And I think something key that I really took away from Glow this weekend is that yes, we're branding mascara as a company. We love the products, but it also gives us a chance to veer into a whole new venture, a whole new opportunity where we can figure out what our brand is and, you know, what we're going to do with mascara and how we're going to incorporate that into our life, but also just kind of branching out and developing yourself. So for me, yes, I've taken away business. I've made extra money. That's been great. But for me, it's been a huge self-development piece, I guess. That's been a huge takeaway for me. And I think if you're looking at any company to join, obviously you want support, but looking at a direct sales type company, I think it's really important to look at something that you have no inventory. You're not going to have to worry about anything as far as shipping. You know, you're not going to have this big basement full of 30 grand of stuff that you're going to have to worry about. And any of your questions or concerns, ask is like ridiculous. They're our customer service and they get back to me so timely. You will be supported 100% of the way. Our customer service is unmatched. I really do believe that.
Oh my gosh, Allie, Allison. It seems like all your Canadian friends know you as Allison. Allison.
Anything, whatever.
I'm so glad you brought that up. The no inventory. I mean, that's something that Amanda Ernest talks about in the video, so we didn't necessarily have to bring it up. But for those of you that haven't watched the video, that's probably one of the like coolest parts about this company and the way that Kara structured it is that's such a big blessing. I mean, there's other companies where you have to stock your own inventory and you have to actually order a crap ton of their product in order to get it at a good enough rate to actually be able to make any money on it. So I'm talking like thousands of dollars of investing every month, and there's just none of that here. So after you buy your kit, everything, and after you earn that investment back, everything else is just upside. You're in the black within like a week or two if you start selling the product quickly. But yeah, I mean, that I can't even say enough about there's no inventory. If there were and I had to go to the post office, I would be a big fat failure here. The end. I cannot ever go to the post office. I have 3 small children and it's like such a chore for me to get there for me. So hallelujah. I would not be talking to you if that were the case. So I love that you chimed in with that.
Okay, well, we maybe should go.
Okay, who else has a question? This is seriously so good. Looks like Dakota's here. Hi, Dakota. How are you?
Hello.
How do you know the people? Do you know Allie or do you know Simone?
Sorry, I'm like on here.
Yeah, and you're gorgeous.
Oh, stop. No, sorry. We just got back from a family thing and now we're headed off to something else. But
it's all good.
Hello.
Tell us a little bit about you. Where do you live and who do you know that brought you on the call?
I live, well, I'm originally from Southern Alberta. Born and raised in Raymond, but we live in Prince George, BC at the moment. My husband's in school, and Simone brought me on.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, the good news is, Dakota, is we're recording this call, so everything that you missed, you can get later.
Perfect.
But do you have any questions? Specific questions?
I don't think so. I think I kind of I was hoping to catch the replay. Sorry that I hopped on in the middle of this.
Oh my gosh, don't even worry about it.
Live. I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because I'm feeling like since I'm feeling a little bit behind in the catching up with getting my team ready, but I don't know. I'm hoping I can make up for that.
Oh, you're not behind, girl. You're not behind. You just missed the story of how Kristin Tyrell, who's like has the biggest team in the company, how she only had a 3-day heads up. So you're in good hands because you have like a 2.5 week from this point. You know what I mean? So yeah. You're not behind. You're good. Yeah. So don't worry. Don't worry. And we can talk about how to leverage this opportunity and what to say to friends and what to do if you guys want to kind of veer in that direction, or if you want to talk about the comp plan or whatever. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about.
For sure.
But you're not behind. You're actually ahead of the game. Most people in Canada have no idea that this bomb's about to drop. No, really.
Sarah, can I ask another quick question?
Of course.
So you and Kristin, I feel like, are really good at closing people on the artist program. And I know, like you said, you just kind of generated interest, but do you have people typically approach you more? How do you approach people about it? And what are some things you say that you feel like ultimately closes them? Obviously, each person's different, so you kind of have to gauge what their sales point might be. But what are some things you feel like would be helpful with these new artists coming in?
I love that question. Kristin, do you want to answer that first, or do you want me to dive in?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, the first thing that I thought of was, this is the mentality I had from day one, was this. Get a happy customer first, get a great hostess second, and then you'll have a lifetime partner. Because if you have a happy customer, it's super, she wants to share the makeup. She wants more of it. Chances are she probably can't drop a couple $100 more, you know, after she's fallen in love, because she's got bills to pay and stuff. So I would just go to this happy customer and tell her about her amazing hostess rewards, and just say, hey, if you want to share this makeup, and we can do it together online or in person, you know, with a little class. I call them classes. I don't call them parties. Nobody wants to go to any party. They want to, once again, what's in it for them, the value. They want to learn how to do some makeup, right? So I say, do you want to do an online or in-home class with me? And it's usually pretty easy. Usually they're like, yeah, especially when it's what's in it for them. You can earn, I usually tell people my average hostess gets about $75 of free makeup and a few items at 50% off. And they're like, oh yeah, I totally want to do that. So then you do a class with them. And then before I submit any orders, and I plant the seed ahead of time, and I just say, hey, just so you know how it works here, a customer is kind of a customer for life here with us. I know other companies, there's no loyalty and they can buy from whoever, but once someone sets up their account, their email is tied to you at that point and their login. So even if they just went to the main mascara website, it would still be tied to you. And the reason I'm telling you this, Mrs. Hostess friend, is because if your mom and your sister and your best friend and your cousin and your sorority sister all buys from me, they'll be mine. So I would much rather them be tied to you if this is something you've even ever considered, or if this has crossed your mind to join as an artist. And you know what? A lot of them at that point will say, oh my gosh, I've actually thought about it because I love the makeup so much, or wow, I didn't realize that's how it worked, and that's really cool about the loyalty thing. And then they'll feel like, gosh, if I don't do this, like, then she's right. My mom, my best friend, my cousin, they'll all be her customers. And then I always say, especially if I have like a stack of order forms, I've already figured out what our commissions would be. I'm like, yeah, you would literally like make $170 on top of your free makeup. You'll still earn all the free makeup, you know, and then it's kind of like a no-brainer. And the way our comp plan is set up is it actually rewards you when you have someone sign up and help them be successful. If they just sign up and don't sell anything, you don't make any money. But if you help them become successful, our comp plan handsomely rewards you for that. So it's not even like, oh shoot, I'm going to be missing these 5 or 6 sales. It's like, no, actually you're going to be compensated very fairly. And this new artist is as well, and everyone's going to be happy. It's much better to have an artist under you that's selling makeup rather than like a really good customer. So does that make sense? So that's kind of how I built my business in the beginning, was I kind of did the customer hostess business partner route a lot. And when I do these classes, a lot of times people in the classes would actually want to sign up too. And so I got a ton of signups that way. And then just happy customers that didn't just, that out of the blue rose their hand and said, I want to do this. I mean, so I would say like 80% of my directs that signed up under me, and I've had almost 50 sign up direct to me. 80% I would say I like knew either through my warm market or through a hostess's warm market. Does that make sense? So that's kind of the way I've done it. You can build your business online. You can build it through Instagram and Facebook, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So, I mean, at least not like cold contact, if that makes sense. So, Kristin, is there anything you would add on like how you would tell people to get business partners, or like what's worked for you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I would say the same thing. I've had one time somebody asked me how I was recruiting, and I went down my list of my directs, and I felt like not any one of them came to me the same way. You know, I've done, so I don't think there's any magic answer that says, if you do this, you will. The best way, if you want like a real do this, get this, is what Sarah just said. Other than that, I think you literally have to be open to anybody signing up, anybody, because you never know who is wishing they were, like, you know, they're thinking in their head, but they haven't been asked if they wanted to, or
they don't even know it's a possibility.
Yeah, or they're scared. They want to make sure that they know that somebody will hold their hand and take care of them and teach them. So I don't think there is one right answer. I think Sarah is absolutely correct in your best teammates are going to be the people who have tried the product and love the product. The more you sell the makeup, the more team members you will get just by default. If you want team members, that's what I tell people. If you want team members, sell the makeup. Because once people are using the makeup, it's pretty, more than not for me, they will skip the hostess and jump right in, and we do it backwards. So it's like they love the makeup, they jump in, and then we'll host a class. But if they're unsure, a lot of people are unsure, then I'll just say, well, why don't we host a class? Worst case scenario, you get free makeup. Best case scenario, you get commissions and free makeup. And that usually gets them to say, okay, let's at least try this. And then they'll flip.
Totally. Great question, Ellie. Okay, Christina, you've been so quiet, but you're like taking notes. So I feel like you would probably have like, are you apologizing for taking notes?
No, I'm not. I will not apologize for taking notes. I have to just suck up all the information because I actually did a different MLM about 3 years ago. I always said I was never, ever going to do any sort of direct sales, and I kind of did it. And I learned a lot from of what I wasn't looking for. And I said I was never going to do it again. And then I tried mascara. I got it through a friend's sister. And then I realized that Allison was doing it, and I texted her. I was like, can you hook me up? Because she was shipping it to my parents' P.O. box in Montana. And my dad was driving across the line to get it and sending it from Alberta to Ontario because I was that addicted to it.
Wow.
And so, yeah, it's like the best thing that's ever worked for my face. And then I was like, hey, this is awesome. So I shared it with a couple of my friends, and now they're addicted. And it was actually one of my friends who was like, you're going to sign up, right? And I was like, no. She's like, no, you need to sign up because I need to buy it from you. And I was like, okay, well, there's that. And my mom, and it's just like kind of what you said is, you know, if I've got all these people doing it, I might as well do it and see where it goes. But I have to know what I'm talking about because I don't want to be that person that's just selling something that I don't believe in. And that's the thing about mascara is everything is just perfect and everything fits with what I believe in. And so that's why I said to Allison that I was ready to do it, but I'm actually really kind of antisocial. And so I'm terrified. And I think I text her every other day and tell her how terrified I am, but I'm doing it. So, yeah.
Well, you know what I see in you? You say you're antisocial, but you carry yourself very well. So maybe you don't get out and stuff, but you know, our top seller in the whole company, you might have heard of her, named Savannah Polson. She's actually an introvert and she's actually pretty shy. But she has just created this channel where, you know, she goes live about once a week. And anyway, you don't have to be an extrovert. You don't have to be a party animal. You don't have to be a social butterfly to do this thing. And she is living proof of that. She's almost sold legit $1 million of product herself in 2 years. So like, yeah, you can do it, and you're going to be extremely successful just because I can, like, the way you hold yourself and the fact that you're like, there's no way in heck I'm going to do this. I'm not doing another direct sales company. But you found something, you know, and I said the same thing. I actually was a part of another direct sales company a few years back, and I said the same thing. with a caveat. I said, unless it's like something I really, really like and the timing is good, then I'll do it. And then this lined up perfectly. And I'm like, okay, I was already a customer. I already loved the makeup. And the timing was so perfect that I was like, okay, like I'm all in, you know. And it's the same thing for you. Like, you're obviously obsessed with makeup. The timing could not be better. Hello, Canada launching. You are in Canada. Like, this is going to be
yeah, for sure.
Incredible. Yeah, that's awesome.
She's going to blow it out. She is going to blow it out.
Oh, for sure. No doubt.
And one other thing, Christina, is that what happened to you is your story, and you will learn very quickly it's going to be the same as everybody else's story. You tried the makeup, you became obsessed, you wanted more, you wanted more, you wanted more, you wanted more, you want everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's what's going to happen to everybody you know. They're going to try the makeup, they're going to come back to you, your sales are going to be amazing, and then they're going to do the same thing, because like Sarah says all the time, whatever Sarah says is gospel. I'm just that is true. Sarah says the leader of the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So what your story is duplicates. So what your story, like Sarah said, she knew coming out the gate, if I want a team of sellers, I'm going to sell the highest commission bracket straight out the gate. And she did many months in a row. And guess what? She has a strong team of sellers, because that's what she showed them. That was her example. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to show people, try the makeup. You'll be back for more and more and more until you're like, forget this. I'm just signing up and I'm going to do this too. So watch. That will be your team story.
Well, I did something crazy today, and I texted Allison, and she didn't get back to me right away, and I kind of just went, okay, I'm going to do it. And there's a mom-to-mom sale at my daughter's school, and I signed up for a table, and I don't even have an artist license or anything, but I was like, I'll just sign up and do it. So hopefully I get my kit it's actually the 6th of April, so hopefully I have everything by then. If not, I'll have just donated like $40 to the school, and it's fine. But
if not, you can be doing a demo on your own face with the makeup you have, right?
Right. I'll just bring my daughter, because my 15-year-old wears it too. So I'll just bring her, and I'll just do demos all day on her face. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, I love it. See, and you already have that mentality, I'm just gonna go for it. What do I have to lose? You know, for some reason I was petrified to sign up the first night. I technically didn't sign up the 17th. I signed up the 18th, but within the first 24 hours before they shut off the sign up. So I was artist number 344, but it was technically the next day. And the reason I didn't sign up that night is because I just sat on my couch, scared out of my mind. I was so nervous. I didn't know why, but at the end of the day, I called up Kristin Tyrell the next day, and I said, I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't do it last night. And she's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know, but I've had so much anxiety all day. I don't know what my problem is. And she's like, Sarah, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I'm like, I get stuck with some cool makeup. And she's like, what's the best thing that could happen? And I was like, my mind was blown. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I could make a lot of money. And I could, we were living in a tiny apartment at the time. I could get the house and I could do all these things. And then it was just I couldn't get to my computer fast enough to be like, why am I doubting myself so much, you know? So then I just signed up, and really at that point, my confidence had totally changed, and I knew I could do it. So anyway, that's the same for all of you. If any of you are feeling anxious, it's like, what is legit the worst thing that could happen? You get stuck with a kit of really cool makeup. What's the best thing that could happen? I don't know. What are your guys' goals and dreams? That's the best thing that could happen, you know? So, okay, what other questions? Does anybody else have any questions? I could talk all night about this, but I don't want to keep you guys, on the call too long either.
Is everybody going to be available to come meet up with us next week?
Besides Christina, because she's in Ontario.
But you guys are going to my mom's hometown, right? My parents are in McGrath. So,
send your mom.
Send my mom over there, Allison.
Oh my gosh, send people over for makeovers.
Please send your mom. Tell her to bring all her peeps, and we'll start training them on the spot.
There you go.
Christina, the thing is not only can we do the makeovers, get their orders put together, so as soon as you sign up, they can put their orders through you, but anybody that wants to join you and do this with you, we can train them so they're ready to go too. They'll have hands-on training from us. So any connections that you have, whether they want the makeup or they want to join you, send them so that we can get hands-on with them.
Okay. No,
and
that
then
works.
also, Sarah, are you going to Canada still?
So some of the other top leaders were talking about going to Toronto actually, but we are not going. We were going to go at the end of March. We might go in May or June. We want to kind of see where the chips fall. There were some top leaders that had to step out last second. So we decided, you know what, let's just wait. We'll recruit as much as we can virtually, and then we'll plan a trip to see where the best place is to go. So,
but Christina, if they end up going, you'll be on the team page and you'll see where they're going, so you'll be able to meet up with them.
For sure.
Awesome.
Okay, well, I mean, do you guys have any other questions? Like, we legit could be here all night because I'm like so stoked about this, and you guys are gonna be ridiculous and amazing. Our comp plan is phenomenal. Like, we have comp plan videos we could share with you. It's changing a little bit. I mean, we're going from sales volume to commissionable volume, but all the amounts are going to be the same. So if you do end up watching a comp plan video, it's just know it will be the same amounts you have to sell, just different terms. Like the sales volume and commissionable volume the commissionable volume is 80% of the sales volume, and now we're going to be going off CV instead of SV. If that's not the most confusing thing you've ever heard, but just know it's going to be the same.
Sarah, could you maybe recap like the top 5 things to hit the ground running?
Yes, that's a great question. Okay, so the top 5 things, like I would suggest if you sign up, like the top 5 things you can do to get your business off the ground. Is that what you mean, Allison?
Yeah, and just to even like launch it in Canada, to start it, like the top 5 things you think people could maybe focus on right now to have a successful launch.
Well, if you already have the makeup, or if you're close enough to somebody that has it that you can get it on your face and you haven't tried it yet, I would do that. I would go get a really good before and after of yourself, and I would make a post. Why the heck not? Make a post similar to the one I did, but make it your own. And I can send you the screenshot. I can send it to Kristin or Allison, and you can get an idea of what I said. But anyway, just get your picture out there, your before and after on Facebook, and do a post and see how many people raise their hand. And then I'd also make a list of like everybody that you think would really enjoy the makeup, and then everybody that also maybe put a star by those names of people that you think would be amazing business partners. And then after you do your post, not all of them are going to see it, or not all of them are going to think that they'd be good at this. You know what I mean? But some will raise their hands and you'll follow up with them. But then you'll go after those people that you want on your team. You know what I mean? And you can say something to them like this, like, hey, I know that you have no idea that I'm thinking about joining this makeup company, but it's launching in Canada this month and I can't get you off my mind. You know, if you're open to hearing a little bit more about it, I'd love to share some information. If not, totally cool. I can't wait to see what happens with this opportunity or something like that. So just give them an out, but throw the bone out there. Like, let me know if you want more info. You're not sending them any links. You're not sending them any videos on that first message. You're just saying, hey, you're the first person I thought of. Give them a compliment. You would seriously kill this business, or I trust maybe they're a hairdresser. I trust your beauty know-how so much. I really feel like this is something you might be able to incorporate into your business, or just something like that. So give them a compliment, tell them that you think that they do really well at this, see if they're open to looking at more information, and then give them an out. But if not, totally cool. Let me know if you think of somebody that might be a good fit type thing. I mean, who's going to be offended at a message like that? Better yet, get on the phone. Let them hear it in your voice how excited you are, or send them a voice message versus just a text or a Facebook message, because 90% of our communication is like how we look and what we're saying. So even a video message, like a personal one, like, hey, Christina, this is Sarah Davies. Obviously, you don't say who it is. Hey, Christina, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I just thought of you. You know, if you don't have time to get on the phone with everybody, send them a little 60-second video of yourself through text or through Facebook. Like, they're going to watch that. You know what I mean? And you're going to make it not general. You're going to say their name. So they're not going to think, like, they're going to be like, wow, like, you know, she's sending this just to me, you know, type thing. So that's an idea. Once you get your kit, like my number one piece of advice is you get that makeup on as many faces as possible, as quickly as possible, because once people get it on their face, they're going to buy it. And you need practice. You need to see how the colors go on. You need to see, that's the fastest way you're going to learn how to color match. That's the fastest way you're going to learn the product and the names and all that stuff. So get the makeup on people's faces, get some posts out there on Facebook, start messaging people directly in a non-spammy, weird MLM way, which is, I hope you feel like the way I just described it is not MLM-y, because I feel like it's, you know, way better than, hey girl, here's my link, join my team. Like, that's just so weird. Like, who would say that to somebody in real life? You know what I mean? So anyway, those are some things I would focus on doing. Kristin, is there anything you'd add, or Allie, like to help people just out the gate, like get their businesses off the ground?
I thought of a cool little rule that I kind of was telling people, and it's think of your 10 and then have them find your 10. And I think Kristin had kind of mentioned that to me. Like, I don't know, just get the word out.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's, gosh, that's basically what Kirsten Tyrell did. She had 10 people sign up day one, and then a bunch of them had 5 or 6, or I think one even had 10. I mean, it just started cascading very quickly because, you know, she was thinking big. And there's just a ton of power when you're launching. I mean, not to say like, oh, you can't build your team a month or 2 or a year after launch, because you definitely can. But there's something just really cool and powerful to say, like, do you want to be among the first with me? People are like, FOMO, yes, I do, you know. So, Kristin, you can't be yawning. It's like 2 hours earlier there.
I know. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. One thing I would say too is, right now, there's some of it, because we're on the other side of this, we can say, think bigger, because we've experienced bigger. However, some people are going to come into this extremely timid. They're like, I just like the makeup. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So however you're feeling when you start is perfect. It's totally fine. If you want to just get a discount on the makeup, and maybe your mom and your sister and whatever, like, you just want to share the makeup a little bit, that is perfectly fine. If you're like, well, if this is gonna be $1 million opportunity, I'm not going to be left behind, and you want more and you want to do big things here, then that's when I would say, this is what I would say is, we're about to launch in Canada. And this is what somebody said to me. I think it was Sarah, because remember, Sarah's all the things. I think it was Sarah that said, when they find out about mascara, they're going to join, and they might as well be joining your team instead of somebody else's team. And it was like, then it became a race. Then it was like, I have to tell everybody as fast as possible, and to make it known that I'm doing this and that I'm in this and I will be here and I'm sticking around, and I'm gonna, even though I had no idea what I was doing. I wish you guys could have been a fly on the wall for how many times a day I would text and call Sarah, and I would even set every single color match. I refused to color match for like 2 months because that would just be horribly embarrassing. Heaven forbid I got the colors wrong. And so I would send every color match to Sarah, and people would ask me questions, and I would just screenshot it and send it to Sarah, and she would type up a response, and I would send it back. Like, I had no idea what I was doing. And until it was like, okay, at some point you realize, oh my gosh, actually I do know what I'm doing, because you've just been doing the things that Sarah tells you to do. And then the next thing you know, you find yourself like at the top of the company because you were just willing to do something every day. So whether you're just like, I just like the makeup, I'm just here for fun, and you're going to have a whole lot of fun, and you're going to love the makeup, and you're going to want all the things. And that's so cool. If you're like, I'm not wasting another minute and I'm going to grab everybody to do this with me, just start. Like we were saying at the beginning, we were just grabbing everybody. Everybody just get on this train, because it's moving and it's not going to stop, and we'll figure it out along the way. and we have, and you will. And it's like, it's an experience of a lifetime. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know. I'll share my story with you guys later, but just pretty much your life is about to change for the better, and you're not even going to see it coming. So that's all.
Oh my gosh. I'm glad you brought that up. The fact, Kristin, that like most people that are here are just here to have fun. They're here for the sisterhood. They're here to make $50 to $100 a month. We love those people. Bring us all those people. There's never any pressure to like do any certain thing here. Now, those of you that are like, I want to make $2,000 or $3,000 a month, or I want to make $25,000 a month, like there's people on this team that have done both of those things. We can show you how to do that. Most of the time out the gate, people don't have that high of an ambition. You know what I mean? I did personally, right when I started, I'm like, I know where I'm going. I know what I want. But most people that join, it's just like, I'm here for fun. I want to make a couple $100 extra a month. And that's totally cool. We'll show you how to do that, you know? But anyone that's like serious and focused and wants to do something bigger, like we'll just meet anyone where they're at. So there's that's one of the coolest parts about this team, honestly, is there's like no weird pressure or quotas or like people breathing down your neck. Like, we're not your boss, like we're your friend, and if whatever you want to do, we're like so thrilled that you're here. Period. End of story. So anyway, gosh, like I said, we could seriously talk all night. I really could, because this just fires me up. But if you guys have any questions, just direct them back to Simone, Allie, Teegan, Kristin, anyone that invited you to watch this call. Feel free to just route your questions back. We're here to help. We're here to serve. We're excited you're even considering this. This is about to, like, something really cool is about to happen March 25th, and we hope you're a part of it, because it's going to be great. So anyway,
thank you so much, Sarah.
You bet. You bet. Okay, I'm going to send this recording on over once it's uploaded, and yeah, we'll be in touch.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for coming.
Bye, guys.
See ya.